All right, how you doing? Did you know my favorite thing is that by small and simple things, great things are brought to pass. There's a scripture that says basically that. So small things. If your goal is to take a shower, the small thing to do in order to get that shower is turn on the water and hope that the water actually turns on. Usually it does. But I've got a story for you about I started working at a local fast food place, and there are different goals for different people because the different outcomes change all those little simple things in the middle from beginning to end. And so I'm there and I'm trying to put the stuff in the bag, and it makes sense to me. And it's a beautiful thing if you get your bag of food, and most people order a little hamburger, some nuggets and fries, okay? And the bag is just the right size for a hamburger to sit down flat, fries to be next, and then the container of nuggets to be next. And they all just sit beautifully in there. And the fries don't have to spill, and the nuggets don't have to spill. Everything is just great. And if you have picky kids that can't have their food touch each other, that's a good thing. So, or if you're one of those people, like I kind of am, like, if my food's in the container that it actually is supposed to be in, then it feels more like I got real food, even though it's fast food. I'm like, is that food? It's edible. Anyway, well, that's another discussion. So my goal for this local food place, well, let me tell you first too, they are at risk, or at least it seems like they're at risk for closing and shutting down because they don't have enough employees working. And so we have all these other stores that we borrow employees from. And so this particular day, there's a manager from a different store who came in to help us out. His goal is fast, speed. We got to get it fast, because it's called fast food. People don't want to sit in line forever. And that's very, very true. And of course, the drive-through line is going all the way around the building because we cannot open the lobby because we don't have enough employees there. So he's like, speed, gotta go fast because everybody's waiting forever. So he does not go along with this, put it in the bag beautifully idea. He's just throwing the food and I'm like, there's food coming at me. And he just throws it in the bag, and then it's in the bag. His goal is getting achieved because the food is fast. My goal was to have the customer have a good experience and be like, wow, look how organized this is. Great, delicious extra food. And I think that presentation is everything, right? There's this show, I love Megamind. Oh, the bad guy, he's the blue head and he's being the bad guy. And the other bad guy that he invented to be a good guy, but went bad. You got to see the show. It's Megamind. I love Megamind. It's my favorite show. Anyway, he says, there's not room in this town for two of us, right? And Titan, he's the bad guy that's really trying to be bad. But Megamind is like the fun bad guy. He's like, oh, you got to do some fun banter back and forth. I'm going to come at you. And anyway, he says, Titan, there's not room enough for two of us. I am the bad guy. And Titan says, oh yeah, why is that? How is that? Why are you so much better than me, right? And he does this big show and presentation. He's like, presentation! The music starts and it's like a big party of fighting, and it's pretty great. But presentation, it's important, at least to me, unless you just want food fast. But if you're sitting in that line and waiting to get there, you're not getting it fast. Fast food is not fast anymore. We don't have enough employees out there doing it for us. So anyway, my small and simple things that focus on what the end result is a small and simple thing that makes the experience completely different. Completely different. If I'm putting the food in the bag, it's going to be a completely different experience than if this manager from the other store is putting the food in the bag. By the way, I'm not a manager. I'm not. I just saw that they needed help, and I'm okay to get paid to go help some more people and not have a business shut down. I had a little extra time. So anyway, the focus. What are we focusing on to change that outcome? We have a spot that we make a decision, and it hinges on those small and simple things. The trajectory of our path changes on small and simple pieces that we do in the middle. And what are we focusing on? So there's generally a couple of different areas that we want to have our goals and our focus on: physical or spiritual or intellectual or social kind of goals, right? So if it's a physical goal, what's a small, simple thing that you can do that will help you get closer? Just a small, simple thing. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be the whole process. It's just a small, simple little thing. Are you going to just throw the food in the bag really fast because your goal is to be done fast? Or are you going to make a system of sliding it in and take a few extra seconds? What's the outcome that you really need? So do you need to do 5 push-ups, maybe 5 sit-ups? If your spiritual goals, is it 5 minutes of scripture study, 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of just breathing and being present and listen and tune into your body? What do you need? A moment of gratitude. What is the one small, simple thing? And I love to put a blanket of gratitude over everything. If you can put a little bit of gratitude on something, it changes it from, maybe it's a pokey kind of experience. It's crunchy, it's ugly, but if you wrap it up in gratitude, like a warm blanket, it makes it cozy and you can deal with it a lot easier, makes it better. Yeah, that's kind of it today. Small, simple things change the entire experience. What are we going to focus on? That's the step for today. Choose what your focus is, and then make just a small, simple step to take. Small and simple makes a huge difference. I'll tell you a story too about my son, Stephen. When he had shut down, stopped communicating. And I tell you about this in my book too, the Frame Formula book, but he had completely stopped talking. We didn't know that he had autism at the time. And, when we brought all the quads home from the hospital, it was kind of traumatic for him. And I totally understand that, right? But how did we fix that? How do we break him out of that shell? And I had to take some time, pray and listen, tune in. And then the small, simple step was to post a menu plan, a schedule on the fridge. You're going to have peanut butter and jelly today. You're going to have spaghetti for dinner. And you're going to eat at grandma's, or you're going to eat at home. Just that small, simple step of what the plan is. It cured him. Well, maybe not cured, but it changed our situation drastically. Just small, simple things, huge results. Okay, I'll leave you to that. Go have a great day. Thanks for being here.